professor of political science at Cal Berkeley. He's speaking to us from Washington. We just got this a few moments ago, Professor. What's your first reading? What do you think when you see this?
I think it's a joke, Alex. That's my first reading. Not exactly a scholarly way to put it, but I think that's what's really going on here. It's dead on arrival. The Ukrainians would never entertain the possibility of any of these proposals. The Europeans certainly would not accept them. Any normal American president who actually is looking out for its allies and itself and its own security interests never would have thought of any such thing. This is basically everything Putin could want, and a few things I don't think Putin even thought of that he wants. So, this program is a joke, and it's remarkable all the more because the Trump administration, for a while at least, started acting a little more sanely about Ukraine. It wasn't overtly taking Putin's side. Trump wasn't overtly doing Putin's work for him, but then looks like we're back to square one.
So we have seen President Trump as a pretty good deal maker in other regions, including in the Middle East and in other conflicts as well. Where do we go from here in this region? What sort of leverage does Ukraine have if they, in fact, see it the way that you do, that this whole thing is a joke?
Well, they have their armed forces. They have a population that is intent on preventing itself from being conquered. They have their European allies. They have American public opinion, Alex, which is interesting. The Republicans will never stand up to Trump, but most Republicans, including most Republican congressional leaders, would regard this as a joke. They're on Ukraine's side as well. Trump himself and a handful of MAGA people around him actually are the kinds who would want this proposal, but the Ukrainians have just about everybody else on their side. And we have to remember, Trump has been completely inconstant when it comes to dealing with Ukraine and Russia. Long term, big picture, he's always on Putin's side, but so far he hasn't really been able to or withdrawn the United States' support from Ukraine entirely. We'll see if he tries to do that now, but tomorrow it could be a completely different story. Remember, Trump is anything but consistent on this matter.
Oh, and to that point, I mean, is it possible that this is sort of an opening round of a negotiation and this ultimately isn't where he thinks that you're going to end off? Just like if you're doing a negotiation, sometimes you start here, but you know that you're going to end up here.
Well, that's a good point, and that's the way he operates oftentimes, and I think that's what he's doing here. The problem is you don't start off on your enemy's side if you're a smart negotiator. You start off really sticking up for your friends and really sticking up for yourselves, and then you give in order to get to a deal. What he's doing here is starting on the side of America's and Ukraine's and Europe's enemies. But of course, this is Trump, and this is the most dramatic thing he's done in international relations, which is he is seeking to demote his own country from leader of the free world and defender of its allies to a kind of junior partnership in Vladimir Putin's autocracy international, something that we could have never imagined pre-Trump, but indeed that's what Trump is doing.
And I don't know if he would say that Russia is America's enemy. He would say that us getting along is good for the world, and that we sort of see the world in not so much in black and white might be the Trump response to this. But it'll be interesting, Professor, to see where this goes from here. We really appreciate you staying up late with us tonight to give us instant analysis for something we're just getting our first look at right now. Professor Steve Fish, University of California, Berkeley. Roll on, you Bears. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
My pleasure.